Rehabilitation works at the Dwight Yorke Stadium have begun. According to Minister of Sport Darryl Smith, the first phase of works is expected to take about 4 months to complete. Minister Smith, who was accompanied by Tourism Minister Shamfa and former Tobago footballer Dwight Yorke, toured the facility on Wednesday morning. Patricia Nicholson has the details.
The Dwight Yorke Stadium was constructed for the 2001 FIFA Under-17 World Championship hosted by Trinidad and Tobago. But for over a decade, the facility has been left to deteriorate, a problem that has bothered Tobagonians as they've not been able to make use of it. The problem stemmed from confusion as to who was responsible for its maintenance. At his second official visit after becoming sport minister about 2 years ago, Darryl Smith promised that this time the facility will be fixed.
Well, the first phase is a few months, 4 months, electrical, plumbing, roof, cleaning and so on, and the second phase will be with the handrails and the steel structure and so on. So we hope that in the next few months that we'll have use of the facility where the athletes could be comfortable and safe, and then we work around it and get the other things done.
But why has the stadium been left to deteriorate this badly? The sport minister said previous governments would have to answer that question.
What you should be asking yourself is, I'm happy that it's being done finally. And it's, for the first time, we're going to have a maintenance policy which will ensure that this doesn't happen again. And it's not just Dwight Yorke. We started with Dwight Yorke. We're going to be looking at the Manny Ramjom, the Larry Gomes Stadium, the Atto Bolan Stadium as well. So you'll be seeing those being done as well finally after 15 years.
Even though the facility is under the purview of the Ministry of Sport, the goal is to have it handed over to the THA.
In the future, hopefully that with our reform that we're looking at for local government and self-governance for Tobago, once this is done, it's something that we'll definitely be talking with the cabinet and with THA to have official handing over of the facility to THA.
Mr. Smith said his government was committed to completing this project. UDCUT is managing the project, while Parks International from Tobago is one of the main contractors. I'm Patricia Nicholson for C News.
Dwight Yorke was a part of this morning's tour. He said this latest development surrounding the stadium named after him is a positive step, since he's of the view that the facility has been the center of negative attention for far too long.
It's been 15 years, and anyway, if you let something of this magnitude gets out of hand, it's always going to deteriorate very quickly. But I look on the positive side. I've always been a positive individual, and I think that today, that the fact that we're all here representing to get the stadium up in the appropriate usage to allow the athletes to come back into the stadium to use the facilities, I think that has to be a positive.
He said he was on the tour to ensure that phase 1 of the rehabilitation works begin.
To endorse that and to give my advice what I think is required.